My name's Doug Miller, and I'm the regional president of the Eastern Mountain region for the Ginn Companies.
Okay. We're talking about Laurelmor. Describe the vision for Laurelmor.
Laurelmor is another resort project that we're adding to our collection of resorts that we're building now all over the country. This particular project will have a very relaxed aesthetic appeal to it with a major environmental focus. Low density project with lots averaging about 2 acres in size, and a highly amenitized project, more so than any other project in western North Carolina. Just about anything you can imagine that you might want to do from a recreational point of view and an aesthetic point of view, and will be available for the ultimate owner and guest. It's going to be a private club community. Only members and their guests will be able to actually go to the resort. In addition to that, there'll be a rental program where the condominium units will come back into a rental pool, so people will be able to rent those units out and then enjoy the resort as if they were a member.
Describe some of those amenities you were talking about.
Well, we're going to have at least 2 golf courses. We have one at the moment under construction on the mountain. We have a second golf course that we're planning that's off-site, about 7 miles from our back entrance in Wilkes County. We're going to have a valley experience. In addition to the golf on the mountain, we have just miles and miles of hiking trails that's tied into our conservation easement, where we'll be promoting bird watching, wildlife viewing, hiking, trout fishing, only by catch and release. And then we have under contract the Leatherwood equestrian facility, and we will actually own that equestrian facility. We will share the equestrian facilities with the Leatherwood residents. This is located about a mile outside of our project. It comes with about 50 acres of flat land, and on that land we're going to build our family recreation center. And within that center we'll have indoor swimming, indoor tennis, we'll have skeet shooting and archery, we'll have a paintball field for the kids. We're going to have a trout fishing school because it's adjacent to Elk Creek. We'll actually teach people how to fly fish. And we're going to have mountain biking because the back of the property is very steep, and we have trails on it that exist today that go up to the peak. And then at that point is a 5,600 acre state park that's being developed for additional hiking and mountain biking. So our residents and guests will be able to use that. We're also going to have some cabins down there for rental so they can have the overnight camping experience.
Talk about the overall architectural design.
It's a French provincial architecture that was inspired by the Biltmore House. We've chosen that because of the timelessness of that architecture and the materials where, stone is a feature, not only being a natural mineral here in the area, but from the standpoint of the weather and the maintenance and issues like that, it's the perfect material for us to use. It also is a very elegant architecture that's been tested over time, and frankly our whole theme is timelessness, natural, elegant, and those 3 things have tied together to give us this architecture.
This is a homecoming for Mr. Ginn, I've been told. If you could explain that.
Well, it's somewhat of a homecoming in that he is a Carolinian. He grew up in South Carolina. He really comes from the farm. He's a country boy. He wears boots wherever he goes and blue jeans. He's also an accomplished horseman. He was a champion rider, and he just loves the countryside. So coming to the mountains for him in that respect was a coming home. The project also was picked in North Carolina, though, because we wanted to complement our ocean resorts with the mountain experience and the 4 seasons. So that's the other reason we chose North Carolina.
Were there any specific reasons why you chose Wilkes County?
Well, Wilkes and Watauga were actually in both counties. Bobby spent several years, starting back in 2002, beginning to explore property in North Carolina. One of our requirements was a major tract of land, and that's not easy to find when you combine the fact that it needs to be developable. So he looked at a number of tracts by helicopter, and but when this one was presented to him and he flew the site, being very close to Blowing Rock and Boone, which were known, well-known areas, particularly Blowing Rock for the tourist, already a confirmed high-end seasonal tourist destination. With a small town climate, he just knew that that's where he wanted to be.
How will this project affect this section of Wilkes County as far as jobs, opportunities in the economy?
We think a lot of the jobs are going to come from people in Wilkes County. You know, a lot of people have had to go through retraining in the last few years when Lowe's decided to move. And a lot of the more affordable housing is down in the Wilkesboro area as well. So we've already been meeting with people in Wilkes County. We've met with a community college, and we've already given them a list of all of the jobs we're going to be having. We're going to have about 800 permanent jobs, and these will all be full-time jobs, no seasonal jobs. We don't hire any part-time people, so we anticipate that Wilkes County will be serving, will be providing the employees for many, many of those jobs.
Let's see. If you could explain just overall the beauty of Wilkes County.
I think Wilkes County, compared to other parts of western North Carolina, is unique in that it's got a blend of the rolling terrain and the flatland and the mountainous terrain. And you know, much of it's just unspoiled. It's so unique in that regard. At the same time, the town of Wilkesboro, North Wilkesboro, you know, really have the services that you need, the day-to-day shopping, the day-to-day schools and churches and community organizations, a great community college. And, you know, a town spirit that really is very strong. You know, people want to stay. They don't want to leave. And so we think it's a win-win situation.
What was it like doing business there in Wilkes County? Was it a positive experience?
When I walked into the Wilkes County governmental offices the first day and met the county manager and ultimately was introduced to the county commission, from that moment, in the moment that Bob Oberg, my vice president of planning, walked in to the county planning director's office, it has been just a gracious welcome. They have bent it over backwards to be helpful for us. They've done nothing but encourage us. In fact, they've said if you can even bring in more lots to plat, that would be great. Best experience I've ever had. I've been doing this for 30 plus years.
What about the time frame of the construction schedule?
We started construction in January of '05. We've got about 12 miles of roads built to date. We have projected that we'll finish the horizontal infrastructure, the water, sewer, drainage, and roads by the end of 2012. So we've got another 5 or 6 years of roads to build because we have 60 miles of roads. The golf course, the first golf course and the clubhouse, we're estimating will take about another 3 years. So we plan to open the project sometime in 2009. Most of the amenities at the Family Recreation Center will come online the opening day. Some will be phased in over time.
Why will this be looked upon as a mountain adventure? What mountain activities will you offer?
You know, the thing I think about this project that is so appealing to me personally is the baby boomers, which is really our client base, by and large are very active people. They've expressed that not only throughout their life, but in all the various other things they get involved in, they're outside of their job. And as they move into retirement mode, it's been documented that they're looking for things to do that are more the passions of their life. It could be painting, it could be biking, it could be photography, it could be going back to school and getting other degrees. We're bringing Appalachian State in as a partner. They're going to run our science lab. The Audubon Society is coming in to manage the entire conservation easement from the standpoint of bird watching. So you combine the obvious, which is hiking, with the environmental experiences of the bird watching, the trout streams and fishing, and then the trout stream monitoring, the environmental stuff that our owners and guests will be trained to actually do the test and go into the lab and do the test, put the information on the internet for the students. Other things we're doing with the university is they're going to manage our observatory. So now you've got that thing going on at night. All the other amenities that I talked about that are going on that are things that the family can do together in one location. It's pretty unique in terms of projects in the mountains. You might be able to do one of these in a project or another one in another project, but you add it all together, and it's going to be a very, very unique place.